Hi there, Lights and Gears here to show you the Outlite E6 flashlight outside in the dark. This is the XML, the T6 XML flashlight, supposedly 900 lumens, and you'll see a lot of reviews of this flashlight around, and especially on Amazon. As you can see here, XML T6, it's the one with the zooming head on it. And I'm just going to show you this light out here in the dark, and also compare it to another flashlight, which will be the Sunwayman flashlight. This is the C22C, which has two LEDs on it. An LED which is kind of similar to the E6 here. In a manner way, you know, in a slight way. But anyway, let's do this here. And first of all, we'll look at the E6 from Outlite. And let me turn out a light so we can do this more easily. Okay, hold on one second if you would, please. Okay, here we go. We'll turn on the E6, and the E6 has three modes. It has the low, the medium, and the high. When you first turn it on, you get high, and this is what it looks like out here in complete darkness. And down there at the end, you're looking at about 60 feet or so at the end. So that is it's reasonably bright, I guess. It's pretty wide, obviously. If I go down to medium and then go down to low, that's what you see. You're on the low beam right now. There's not a heck of a lot of difference between the three beams. And then of course you have the SOS and you have strobe, or I'm sorry, strobe was the first one and there's SOS the second one, and you press it again and you're back to high. Now the zooming aspect of it, of course, is to go frontwards on the head, and then you get the bright LED shaped beam there at the end. Now the good thing about this, I don't think it's terribly useful. I mean, in some situations it is, but the good thing about it is that it gets out very far. It has a very good throw when it's in this mode. So if you can see way down there to a tree, and if I'm actually able to zoom in on that. There we go. Okay, there you can see the tree there. And over here, you can see the tree being lit up there. It's probably, oh, there you go. Wasn't focusing a second ago, but there it is. So it does have tremendous throw when it's on this beam, although it is a square beam and not overly large, but there again, it's not focusing too well. But I think you get the gist of that, is that it can go rather far on this beam once it's fully zoomed. And of course you can go in on the zoom and stop on one particular portion of it if you want, which is pretty good. Let me just zoom out again here so you can see that. And right here we have about 17-20 feet in front of us here when it's partially zoomed, and you can go in and out like that. Now let me just take the other light here for a second. That would be the Sunwayman. It also uses one 18650 battery, and this is high mode if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it is. There's high mode, or turbo I guess it is, on the Sunwayman, and the Sunwayman looks like this at the back of the garden. There is no zoom on it, but that is high, and you can see it gets an extremely wide beam, as opposed to the Outlite, which doesn't get, well, the Outlite gets wide, but it doesn't get wide and bright. This light gets wide and bright at the same time, and whereas the Outlite is just wide but not terribly bright until you start to zoom in. And if we go back down to the tree over there on this one, you can pretty much see that, I think. You can sort of see the tree down there on this flashlight as well. It lights up a much larger area at all times than the Outlite does. This light, by the way, the Sunwayman is 1000 lumens, and that's what the high mode is. Obviously it has the other modes. Now let me go to the other LED on this particular light. And here we are with the secondary LED. And you can see it's almost as wide and bright as the E6 is, as the Outlite is. This is almost as wide and bright as that one. It doesn't zoom, but this is the only brightness it has. You can't really see the, well, I could show you the LED on the light here if I turned it off and then shine the other light on it. But it actually has 3 modes on this LED. Here is the high, and there's medium, and there's low. But as I say, this LED is it is quite amazing and just about as bright in this particular mode as the Outlite is, and this is a neutral white LED as opposed to the Outlite, which is not neutral white but standard, more or less standard LED, but it has a bluish tint to it. So again, there is the E6 in full, let's see, I think that is, okay, we had an incident with the camera, but we are back. And anyway, that should be a video of what not to do when trying to film flashlights. So anyway, here is the E6 on the full zoom, or on the full wide mode, on high mode obviously. And here once again we have the other flashlight, the Sunwayman, on its same mode, shining in the same area. So I think you get a pretty good idea there of the two lights and the different color variations on the LED and exactly what they can both do under the same situation. But all in all, I think both have a usage. I do prefer this Sunwayman for this kind of a beam than I do the E6 for obvious reasons. So that's the two flashlights. That's the E6 from Outlite, and it's not really 900 lumens. They say it is, but it isn't really 900 lumens. It would be less. The Sunwayman is 1000 lumens, and there you have two flashlights, more or less for the price of one video. And if you want to see more, Lights and Gear gives you flashlights, batteries, chargers, and all that stuff. And the link is below at lightsandgear.com. If I had the other light in my hand, which I think I do here, if you haven't stopped watching the video by now, there is the side LED on the Sunwayman right there. That's the other view we were looking at, or that's the LED that produced the other beam that we were looking at a minute ago. So anyway, there you have the two flashlights, and you can view both at lightsandgear.com. And thanks for watching. Have a good day.